Okay, it's August 21st, 2011, and I realized that, and this is Tools 2, or Tools 2, if we want to go French. There are some tools or some supplies that I had forgotten to mention that, that I use a lot, and I have a boatload of tools, but there's only some that I keep on grabbing for, you know, regularly. One product that I wanted to make mention was liquid clay. Now this is Sculpey translucent liquid. Now there's just a bunch of different things you can do with this. If you mix this with white and a tiny bit of pearl, and you mix it up so it's like a cake frosting kind of consistency, you have whipped cream for your miniature banana split. If you mix the burnt umber with this so it's like drippy, you have chocolate syrup. Now I know a lot of people go, I'm just like so not into miniature food. You want to do faux lampwork beads that look like melted glass? You got to use liquid clay to do it. Denise in Texas, she made sunglasses for her Neo of Matrix swirling with the long coat statue out of black liquid clay and black wire. Oh, it was, I get goosebumps talking about it. I'll have to like shoot a picture of that in here in this video. Okay, so liquid clay is like, that would make it number 12. There's 11 colors plus liquid clay. That makes it even dozen. I'm a happy girl. Then if we're doing making molds and we need a mold release, baby powder, really good. Okay, if we're making armatures for people, aluminum foil. I went to the store and I was getting baby powder and aluminum foil, and I was getting, oh, this is what I use for a finish. Job Master High Gloss Floor Finish. It goes on milky, it dries clear. But anyway, I was buying bamboo skewers and miniature gold cupcake dealies for a treat swap I was doing, and the lady says, my lady at the store says, "Oh, are the grandchildren coming over?" And I said, "No, this is for my polymer clay." I had wet wipes, like diaper wet wipes, aluminum foil skewers, cupcakes, baby powder. Oh, and I had baby oil too, because sometimes you can put a little baby oil in clay when it's too dry. And I looked at it and I went, yeah, it kind of looks like grandchildren are coming over. No, it's all for my polymer clay. Okay, now, if you want to make a mold and not make yourself crazy, this is Alley Goop. This is what Karen Rhodes at Clay Alley sells. You put these two together, and you make a silicone thing, and you like shove a face in it. So what do I got a face handy. Yeah, I got a face handy. Take a face, shove a face in the mold, and you got a mold. So so that's that. Then oh, what else? Okay. This is a texture sheet. Right? Okay? Texture sheets. And you can put some always dust it with the baby powder, and then put the clay on there, shove it through the pasta press, doing, you got textures. I have a trick for if you layer a bunch of clay of different colors together, press it through the pasta machine, put a texture sheet on it, press that, and then shave the top of it. Ooh, because then you can get all the different layers. I used the wave pattern, so there's a whole section on my website called Shaved Waves. Monster, pitta pain in the ass to do, but Oh, so pretty. Came out so pretty. Okay, now, when I do figures, I make a aluminum foil armature and I cover it with skin clay so it just looks like nothing. It just looks like a aluminum foil armature covered with skin clay. But when I put on muscles, I use these. I use leaf-shaped cutter tools to cut out the muscles. Because when you think about it and you look at anatomy books, muscles are leaf-shaped, or they're elongated leaf-shaped because they attach. Let me see, where were we? They attach at a pointy end, and then when you make a muscle, that's the bunchy up part. Okay, we'll go over that when I review making figures. Okay, another one that I use a lot, and you can tell because they're dirty, are the round cutout tools. One of my favorite uses of these is to make faux malachite. A lot of malachite tutorials are surface techniques only. If you cut into it, it's like, it's only on the surface, yuck. But malachite is made by water dripping and then layering, so they're like successive bowls, right? So if you did layers of different colors of green clay, light, dark, light, and then you cut the circles, small, medium, large, made them into bowls, and then stack them, so they're like that, makes like a cone. Do a couple of them. Slice it any which way you want. It's malachite true, because we're making it the way it's formed in nature. Okay? Now, some people are saying, what did you use for those little things on your color cards in Blibby Blue? I use these things. They're little cutter tools, like that. Little cutter tools. This makes a nice, this leaf-shaped one makes for nice eyelids, you know, because if you just put eyes in the sockets, they look like this, and it's like, oh, kind of scared, you know. And so you cut out a little leaf shape, cut it in half, give them an upper eyelid, give them a lower eyelid, and then they don't look so damn startled. He's gonna be, oh, heart shapes. This is a heart shape. Oh, love the heart shape. So anyway, there's a bunch of these. They're by no means what you need to get in the beginning, but they're right handy. Okay, what I like to do is I like to use ceramic. Now this is, some people don't like this shiny kind of ceramics. Addendum. Okay, these things are like hella cheap. You get them at the hardware store. You can do your clay work on them, right? Stick them in the oven. Take them out. Let them cool. Reuse them all the time. Okay? And they never really get messed up for, you know, like in your, in with your dishes. The next thing I wanted to show is wet dry sandpaper. And there's a trick. Okay, this is the wet dry sandpaper, right? And we have different, this is 320, 400, 600. Now some people like to, oh, where's my scissors? Okay. Some people like to use like rougher grades, more fine grades. I find that these three are just fine. Okay, there's a trick that Lee Ross of Polymer Clay Central showed me when I was crashing on her couch back in 2001 during my Izzy Brizzy tour. And she says you take the sandpaper and you cut it into fourths. People who really like to take care of their scissors are just screaming right now. You know, you can resharpen scissors and, you know, relax about all that. You know, say, oh, don't cut papers with cloth scissors and scissors with, relax. Okay, now, what Lee says, take the 600 and the 400 and the 300, put them together like this, staple them. boing, like that, at a corner, alright? Then, she says, snip off, how do we do this? This is sort of cockeyed. Snip off a bit, so they're like stair-stepped. So when you are doing your wet sanding, and when you do wet sanding, squirt a little liquid soap into the water, because that makes sure that the polymer clay doesn't like get all bunched up on your wet dry sandpaper. This is a trick that somebody told me back in 2000. I don't know who. I'm sorry, but I got old-timers disease and I forget. Okay? So I try to give credit where credit is due. When I can't remember, I admit to being being old and forgetful. But anyway, Lee Ross taught me this one. Okay, so then when you're sanding, you go, okay, you go, oh, the rough bit, rough bit, rough bit, and then you go, bink. You do the little stair step thing, and you go, bink, and you go, oh, the less rough bit, and then you go, bink, and then you go, oh, the fine bit. And you don't have to go swimming around looking for, looking for your little bits of sandpaper and wondering which one's wet, which one's, you know, medium. And look at this. This is what it looks like afterwards. It's like, oh, I'm so tired. She just worked me so hard, you know. But, you know, after you use it, you just like, what I do is I just set it out, let it dry. And I use it until they just go, oh, I'm like, tissue paper, stop. Okay? So, oh, and the last thing is needle nose pliers. I know they're a little bit of an investment, but needle nose pliers are so you can take the ink out of pens, because when you make clay covered pens, you don't want the ink up inside of there, okay? So those are the tools. I know this is sort of like slapdash, but that is my style. Okay, so we're gonna put this over here. I got stuff all over the place now. Okay, the next video I'm going to be talking about conditioning the clay, and trick about warming the clay if you're fat like me, and and maybe if we're lucky, we'll get into a simplified form of making a blend. So anyway, so this is tools, duh. And if I remember other tools, I'll add those later.